What's up, y'all? It's Tommy here, back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a new business credit card that I got. So if you're interested in getting business credit cards or you are currently looking for the next card to get, then you may not want to miss this video. So stay tuned. All right, so the card that I actually got was the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card. Okay. Now it's actually funny because my plan was always to get this card based off of the benefits, which I'll touch here in this video. But when I actually went to go apply for the card, I actually made a mistake and applied for the wrong card. I actually ended up applying for another one, which was the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited, as you can see there. So now I actually ended up with two cards because I still wanted to get the Chase Business Cash. As you can see, they look pretty similar. What I'll do is I'll try to look for some graphics to throw on there so you guys can take a look at it. But both of these cards, I'm trying to meet the minimum spend on them, right? I'm going to be talking specifically about the Business Cash Card just because I don't see much value, to be quite honest, with the Business Unlimited card. I'll probably end up keeping this Business Unlimited card just because it doesn't have an annual fee. There's not really any reasons I see that I should get rid of it. But really, the one that makes the most sense for me is the Business Cash Card, okay? Now, who's this card really for? I think this card's gonna be more so for people who are, if you're a small business owner that you're looking to get your first credit card, this is gonna be a good route for you to go. Now, I will say I recommend that you have a pretty decent personal credit for this card because it does pull your personal credit. I'd recommend you have a FICO score, preferably in the 700s. I'd say at minimum, you want to be like 680, right? 680 or above before you apply for a card like this. The reason being is, typically with Chase's cards, they're going to want a lot higher, or they're going to want to make sure that you don't have any derogatories when it comes to what's showing up on your credit report. Now, another person that's going to benefit a lot from this is if you're someone who's making a lot of purchase from office supply stores. So it could be things like maybe you're getting printer paper or, Staples, office supplies, whatever the case may be, whatever you're getting, if you're having to go to like a Staples, Office Depot, things like that, this card is going to be a huge plus for you. Okay. Now, real quick, I will jump into why I think all businesses should be using business credit cards to begin with. The main thing is going to be, obviously you're going to get higher credit limits. Because you're running a business, they're going to be able to give you a lot higher credit limits that you would see on the personal side. Another thing is you're going to now be able to establish business credit depending on the kind of credit card you get, right? You want to start building business credit as soon as you can because it's one of those things where you don't want to have to try to build it when you need it. You want to have it already established before you need it, right? Because you want to be in a situation where I already have business credit. So now if I need to go leverage that business credit, I'm not thinking at this very moment, okay, I need to figure out how to grow my business credit because I need it next month. No, I've been building this business credit for 6 months, for a year, and now I can leverage it because I see an opportunity for it, okay? Establishing business credit is big. Keeping your expenses separate. You want to make sure that you're not using your personal credit cards to make business payments, okay? You preferably want to be using a business credit card, right? Or some sort of business card. The reason being is you don't want to be commingling funds. It could be a situation where you end up getting sued in the future, right? And it's called piercing the corporate veil, right? They can somehow establish that you've been, dipping, into your business accounts for personal use or vice versa, right? You want to be careful and make sure that you're not doing any of that. And the best way to do that is if you have cards that you only use for business, right? Preferably business cards, right? Now, the reason why I even mentioned business credit cards is I've shot a video on the 3 types of bank accounts that you need, right? And that kind of detailed my process when it comes to how I think about, making sure that you have controls in place so you're never exposed when it comes to, situations where companies might have access to a bank account that keeps all of your funds, right? So check out that video. It kind of details why you need to have separate bank accounts, and it touches on my strategy when it comes to leveraging credit cards before I even use my bank accounts. Now, another thing is you want to make sure, you're able to take advantage of business benefits that they typically have. Now, with this Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, I'm actually able to do things like employee credit cards, right? I can issue out a bunch of cards in different names of my employees so they're able to go to the store as well and be able to make purchases or whatever they need to in their card's name, right? You don't want to be handing out your own physical card to your employees. You want them to have their own, just so you're able to keep track of what's going on when it comes to the expenses and everything like that, right? Also, you're typically going to see with business cards, you're able to link it to a lot of more accounting systems and things like that, right? So it's really a win-win all across the board. Now, when it comes to this actual business cash card, the benefits were they had no annual fee. I had a pretty solid sign-up bonus. It was $750 if I spent $7,500 within the first 3 months, right? Which is fine. I'm already going to hit that spend. For me, it was a little tough having having 2 cards, right? Because I signed up for literally both of those cards it was either the same day or one day after the other. And because of that, now I have to spend 15K in the next 3 months, right? And my expenses, I keep my expenses pretty low on my business. So more than likely, I'll probably be using it for like ad spend or things like that, right? It's a pretty decent cash back, especially for a card with no annual. In terms of the valuable categories, the biggest one for me was a 5% cash back on the first 25K spent at office supply stores or on internet, cable, and phone services, right? For each account anniversary year, okay? So that was the main reason that I chose this card, was because of that, and knowing that I could leverage that to be able to get 5% cash back, and I could roll that into my ultimate rewards, my Chase ultimate rewards for all my other cards, right? I literally just compiled them and put them all into one account, all my points, and be able to use it to take, find trips to take, right? Get free airlines, free hotel stays, things like that. Other thing they have is to earn 2% cash back on first 25K spent in combined purchases at gas stations and restaurants. I typically won't be using that much, but that was a good benefit in case I need to. And 1% cash back on all other purchases with no limit. So that was pretty dope. Also, they had an intro offer of 0% intro APR on any purchases for the next 12 months. So if you're in a situation where, you do carry a balance on this card, you know that you're at least not paying interest and you have time to pay it off within the first 12 months of having a card, right? So that's something else that I thought was pretty dope. So my thoughts when it comes to the actual card itself is, I think this is worth it as a beginner card, right? A beginner business card due to the no annual fee. So you know that you're not going to have to cancel this card in any way, But if you tend to spend more on things like travel, shipping, or advertising, you might actually want to consider one of their next tier card, which is the Chase Inc. Business Preferred card, okay? That's going to be one of the next cards that I end up getting. The issue with it though is it has an annual fee, so you want to just be ready for that. But the annual fee is only $95. So you're gonna see them doing about 3x or 4x on annual spend on platforms like Facebook advertising, Google ads, things like that, right? And that's where I can see there being a huge potential for that card, because then you can actually run up a lot when it comes to the amount of points that you have and easily earn free flights, free hotels, things like that. Pretty much doing, standard business, right? Your regular business operations. And that's where I see a huge win with that card. Okay, so that'll most likely be my next card that I get, that one, as well as I know there's the Amex Business Gold that also does pretty much the same thing. So those two cards that you can leverage depending on where you're trying to get points to, right? And just comes to you planning ahead of time before jumping in that way. But once I do get any of those other two cards, I'll be sure to shoot a video, kind of keep you guys updated on what I got going on. So that's gonna be pretty much the gist of it, guys. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video, and I hope that at least helps you get an idea of why I decided to get this card and what my next intentions are when it comes to getting more business credit cards, all right? So that's gonna be it, guys. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch. Be sure you hit the subscribe button down below and make sure that you hit that like button as well to keep this channel going, all right? So that's it, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Peace.